Hello, good morning. Have you ever felt like you're navigating through a financial fog, unsure of which path will lead you to stability and freedom? Today, we're going to demystify the maze and chart a course through the intricate world of personal finance. Let's illuminate your financial landscape together. Let me first welcome you. Today, I'm going to introduce myself through telling my story. I worked as an accountant for over 30 years. And I remember periodically I would sit down and write up my monthly budget, and I'd feel totally lost, as I always came to the conclusion my credit card bills, my loans, and my expenses were always more than the income I was bringing in. And I knew I had to gain control of my finances, but the task seemed daunting. Would I ever get there? So I want to share with you the steps and the realization that led me from confusion to clarity and allowed me to be in a position where I could leave my job, my job, in 2022. And now I will share with you how you can do the same. Because my mission now is to empower Generation X primarily, but not exclusively, utilizing financial education to take control of your finances and to build a secure future for you and your family so that you too can have the flexibility to live and enjoy life on your terms. So if you're a Gen X, just like me, and watching, let me know. Type #me in the comments below. Now, Robert Kiyosaki puts it like this: it's about minding your own business, becoming the CEO of your life. We are mostly programmed to mind everyone else's business and ignore our own. That's what I was doing for most of my working career. We are taught to study hard, which I did do, get a good job, which I did have, with good benefits, absolutely, buy a big house, etc. But here's the question: have you been working hard making everyone else rich? Being an employee, making your bosses or your owners rich? Being a debtor, making banks and moneylenders rich? Being a taxpayer, making the government rich? Being a consumer, making many other businesses rich? That was me. I was all of those, making everyone else rich and not thinking about me. Instead of finding my own financial fast track, most of us help to fast track others. Instead of minding your own business, we work all our lives minding everyone else's. So now's the time to take action and to take back control. Follow these action steps. Now, firstly, in order to know where you want to go, you need to know where you are right now. That's the first step to taking control of your life. So, what do you do? Number one, fill out your own personal financial statement. If you can do that, you're way ahead of everyone else. Understand your income. Assess your income sources. You might only have one. You might, for now, for example, you might only be an employee, have an employment income. But whatever it is, write it down, whether it's pensions, investments, interest income, whatever your income is, write that down. Secondly, write down all your expenses, all your debts, your mortgage, your loans, credit cards, and living expenses. Write all those down. And that will then give you your total income, your total expenses. That's your financial statement. And you'll now know whether you're living in negative debt or negative debt or negative or positive income. You now know this because you've now got your financial statement. Secondly, set financial goals. Long-term, 5-year long-term goals and short-term, 1-year goals. These goals need to be realistic and attainable. So my example of 5-year goals could be, I want to increase my cash flow, i.e. your passive income, from my assets from 0 to maybe 1,000 a month. I want to have the following asset vehicles in my asset column. I want to develop 2, 3 income streams. And you could also say from which cash flow quadrant. Are you going to be a business owner? Are you going to be self-employed? Are you going to have investments? So these are your goals that you need to consider. And then also your 1-year financial goals. You might say, I want to decrease my financial debt by, I don't know, £5,000 in 1 year's time. or I want to increase my income from my assets from, I don't know, £100 to £500 per month. And then complete your financial statement again to show how it will look in 5 years' time from today and have that as a record. Now that you've done this, now you know where you are, you now need to get control of your cash flow to achieve your goals. You are the CEO of your business. You are the CEO of your life to take control of your cash flow. People who cannot control their cash flow work for those who can. And many people have this misconception that earning more money will solve their money problems. But in most cases, just like myself, it only causes bigger problems. And the reason for this is when you earn more money, you tend to spend more. Well, I did. Not everyone does. But the problem is we were not generally schooled in the science of cash flow management. But we do need to live within our means before we can expand our means. And before you can do that, number 4, you need to focus on reducing your personal debt. So as CEO of your life, for every liability you have, you are someone else's asset. When you owe money, you are an employee of the people lending money. Did you know that? If you take out a 30-year loan, you have now become an employee for 30 years. And that's without the benefit of receiving a gold watch at the end when the debt is retired. Imagine that being tied to a loan for 30 years and getting nothing in return. Now, I'm going to share a brief strategy for repaying your credit cards, particularly if you have multiple cards. Firstly, discipline yourself to use only 1 or 2 credit cards. And then, number 2, find a way to come up with a little bit of extra every month, whether £100 or £200 per month, and use this to pay off the amount over and above the minimum on your first credit card. So on one credit card, choose that one with the highest rate and pay the minimum plus the extra income, and pay the minimum only on the remaining cards. Then once that first card is paid off, apply that total amount paid on that first card onto your next card. So you're now paying the minimum on the next card plus the amount you were previously paying on the first credit card that's now repaid. And you continually repeat this process until all your cards are paid off. And once all your cards are paid off, you can then transfer this to your other debts and to your house payments. And you can actually become debt-free within a few years if you can continue this process. Now, once you've done that and completely paid off your credit card debts and your consumer debts, even if you still have a mortgage, you are now in a better position to expand your means. And you do this by paying yourself first. This is an important principle and an important step in the path to freedom. This means putting aside a fixed amount every week or every month for the purposes of investment. This should not be touched except for the purpose it has been put aside for. And once your debts are fully repaid, you can also use these payments that were previously used to pay off debts for your savings and for your investments to expand your income by growing your income generating asset list. So that is the 5 steps to making a difference to your life. Now, let me just go through them again. Understand your income and expenses. Plan for variability in earnings because they may not always be the same. So take that into account. Number 2, set financial goals, long-term and short-term, 5-year and 1-year goals. Number 3, manage your cash flow. Determine how you are going to achieve your goals. Number 4, manage your debt. Create a plan to reduce your personal debt. And number 5, begin your savings and investment journey. Pay yourself first. Now, I'm going to conclude with this. The people who understand financial numbers have power over those who do not. To find your financial fast track, take control of your cash flow management, minimize your debt, and live within your means before you start to expand your means. That is a critical point. Together, we have ventured deep into the world of personal finance. Remember, understanding your financial landscape isn't a sprint, it's a marathon that requires persistence, patience, education, and sometimes a little help from the community. That could be me. So if you have found today's deep dive illuminating, even a small part of your financial path, like and follow me for more empowering tips and join my community of freedom seekers on this journey to financial independence. Do type Gen X in the comments if this is you and if you would like to work directly with me. So I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. I'll see you on my next episode next Tuesday, and God bless you. Goodbye for now.